but she's just like sitting there with her therapist, like mouth open, eyes glazed over, like, I should check in on Wonderland.
I wonder if they do that. Welcome back to American McGee's Alice. We are in the river of lava.
Lava? Every time.
Alrighty.
I'm aware I'm doing it, and I just can't stop.
It's just a tick. Like, it's just like, can't not say it.
I know. Well, it, like, we were watching the comedian that mishears songs.
Yes, we were. Peter Kay.
I'm a little obsessed with it now.
You're gonna go and watch this whole stand-up?
Yes. Well, because we were sitting at the kitchen table eating breakfast, and I told you I wanted to keep a bird journal like an old man.
Yep.
Because I quite enjoy watching the birds.
God, I hate these fish.
And I told you that I wanted to put out birdseed. And he's begging me for birdseed.
Yep. And it took us down the rabbit hole.
Into burgers and hot dogs
Yep.
and stapling the vicar.
Burgers of the bear. Poor Michael.
Your hot dog goes on.
Yeah, so check it out. Peter Kay misheard lyrics.
Oh my god, it's a riot.
It's the best because you can relate to that.
Oh my gosh,
You
absolutely.
get the lyrics just wrong enough.
I do. If you've been like following our playthroughs, I definitely thought that it was Don't Go Fishing Under Waterfalls for a very long time.
Alright. So I could get there. Or I could do... Oh, Jesus.
Ah!
Oh, my favorite. Bosoms. You're the last thing I need in this level.
I picture... Okay, so hear me out. When they're on fire and they like throw their heads back and they're screaming like that, that's how I picture Phil reacts when people say they didn't like the Snyder Cut.
Oh my god. No!
Yeah, he just like combusts like, no! Like,
I'm guessing you spoke to him recently about the Snyder Cut?
no, I have not.
Oh.
Yeah, I have not.
I'm just wondering what brought that up. Was it just like the visual?
Yeah, I saw it and I was just like, in my head, there was like a deep spiral of like, you ruined it, best sandwich ever. And I'm like, I bet that's Phil's reaction when someone says something that like he deeply disagrees. And I was like, the Snyder Cut.
Yep. That would be like one of the... It was like... His earlier one was like The Dark Knight. It wasn't allowed to be a good movie. It had to be the best fucking thing ever. And I mean, it's really good, but just that notion of like best thing ever...
I don't think
something about that rumbles my stomach.
Well, I don't think there is such a thing as like film or artwork, like visual artwork, that is considered a masterpiece. I just don't think it exists.
Right.
Because that implies that everyone agrees, and it just is impossible.
Right. Oh. The Oracle speaks to us. Yes. The task at hand. I mean, I don't know about you, Alice, but we're on a holiday.
We are on holiday. I'm on holiday.
You're technically on it. Like, is this a paid leave or...
No.
Not paid leave, good lord.
You bizarre creature.
So you just have a couple days off. Okay. But look, the Oracle was Caterpillar the whole time. What a twist. But yeah, he's telling us, hey, next up on your hit list is the Jabberwocky.
I love it.
Take him down, yo. Wake up.
Yeah, I just so happen to like get the 3-day weekend, but then my availability.
Excuse
So
me.
it's like I don't have availability for like Mondays and Tuesdays.
Ah.
So I just so happen to end up with like a week off
Nice.
just because of the scheduling.
Gotcha. Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So one of the tidbits I want to let you know about the sequel, because you haven't played the sequel yet,
Yeah.
is the sequel has a lot of Alice going back and forth between the real world and Wonderland.
Oh. Okay.
So, like, you'll start out, like, from the asylum in, like, visiting her therapist, and then you, like, events happen, and you're just like, I should check up on Wonderland. And that's kind of like what kickstarts it.
Okay.
I'm beginning to understand.
And I'm told, like, you leave Wonderland quite a few times during the story to kind of, like, piece things together of the connection between her real life and Wonderland. Whereas this entire game is just her adventure through Wonderland.
I don't.
Getting back on her feet.
So I know, like, in this specific story, Wonderland is like the representation of what's happening to her in the real world, and like her feelings and her emotions and her coping and stuff like that. So I just picture, like, in the sequel when she's like, I should check in on Wonderland, that she just kind of like goes limp, like checks out for a second, but she's just like sitting there with her therapist, like mouth open, eyes glazed over, like, I should check in on Wonderland.
I wonder if they do that.
Because, like, this is all in her head.
Yes. Like, I go into my own Wonderland often, and I just kind of have this, like, Milo look.
I do the same
just,
thing.
Like, staring at a wall. Sometimes I think that's what Milo's doing. Hey, death.
Death. Yeah, I mean,
No,
I
think
do
Milo's
the same thing.
like, can't talk now in Wonderland.
I know. BRB. Gone to Wonderland. But yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. I kind of like check out for a second, and I don't go to like a specific place in my brain.
I go to an idea.
Yeah.
I don't go to a place. I go to either an idea or a memory.
Yeah. I normally will like memories. I do that a lot. Like I'll go and like relive a moment for a second and just like reminisce. But for the most part, I write. So it's like I'll have a story playing through my brain. So it's like I'm not necessarily like checked out, face glazed over, but my face is doing whatever I'm writing.
Right. I got you. God. Come on.
But like no one's home. If you're talking to me, I'm not hearing you.
One of these I gotta jump on to. There we go. Worked that time. Thank you.
Yeah, she has a very specific like landing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's far from the best, I'll tell you that. But I don't want to say it's the worst. Although there can't be much worse.
Yeah. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, her jumping is pretty bad to know like what you can interact with and what she decides not to interact with.
See, like that, I hate that they leave the heart right over the lava. Like you can't get it. There's no way you can get that.
Well, it's awful when it comes to like the bosoms and you kill them above you. And they either fall down, or they just like die up there, and the heart's floating. I'm like, do I jump and get it and
I
risk
know it's just
launching
like,
myself off the platform, or do I just be like, nah?
It's such a frustrating thing that happens because it's like you can't. It'd be different if you could like throw your knife at it and acquire it that way.
Yeah.
But like it has to hit Alice.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, do I jump into the lava? Like. Like, it's just such a stupid feature.
Yeah. I feel like it was an oversight.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, it's just like, okay, collect health, and, like, testers just didn't really consider it much.
So, and it's like, I guess you could say, like, it's a part of strategy, so, like, you have to get them to a certain spot before you kill them, but, like, even that doesn't work, because they all have long-distance attacks.
Yeah. Much essence, so I gotta rely on throwing the knife.
I actually really like the knife in this game.
Peek out. It's pretty much the most reliable, especially since it doesn't use up essence.
Yeah.
So it's unlimited. Just when you throw it, there is a time before the knife comes back.
Even with that, still is like, it does enough damage, whereas I feel like in Castlevania it just doesn't do any damage.
Right. Yeah, in Castlevania, the knife is just, like, more for accuracy, but it's not that powerful.
Okay. I love hearing the birds.
Yeah, those birds are, like, very active today.
They are singing. They're begging us for birdseed.
There it is, the Jabberwock. He looks like a big mechanical monstrosity.
Yeah.
You and my dentist's assistant have much in common.
But I really like that the battle with the Jabberwock is in, like, her burning house.
Yeah.
Really shows, like, how her mental state is crumbling. And, like, brings her back to the place that she fears most.
barely time for anything else.
Because, like, this is where her enemies start to really, like, get to her in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas most, she's always, like, talking smack back to them.
Yeah, I remember the Jabberwocky. She was just like, stop it.
Yeah.
Might warn them of the danger, being close to the source as you were.
See, all I'm thinking of is they're just like, do we poop on it now or do we poop later?
The birds.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Jabberwocky.
Yeah. The birds are just, like, looking at our cars like, okay, when do we poop? Do we poop together? Poop in unison?
Oh my god. Could you imagine if that would be just like, bombs away? Like,
Listen, if they initiate, like, while I'm getting into my car, I'm going to call and be like, I'm not coming in today.
got shit on by a flock of birds.
Just got pelted by a flock of seagulls. And I ran. I ran so far away.
Meanwhile, all the birds are like, hey.
Alright, so here we go. This is a tough fight. My strategy is get away from his fire, which I just failed to do, so we might have to try this again. Oh, look, health. Yeah, steer clear of his fire. God, because he has great range.
Yeah.
His flames are beautiful.
Oh, BT dubs, you can fall off the platform.
Yeah. So be careful where you're going. But throw jacks at him, hit his chest with the ice wand if you can. The jacks are my favorite because you can keep your distance. You just gotta throw and then run away. And the jacks will do the work for you. So that's nice.
Help!
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ugh. Okay, that worked out. But what's nice is that after a while he'll fly away and we got some jabbers spawn. Come on. And they'll give you good health. Come on, buddy. Alright, another jabber spawn coming up. Nice. Stay back. Real distance. At least we got decent health this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get just a little bit more. Ah! No! Stay away. See, they just got little, like, lightning. He's got a full-on fire breath. That was close. All right. And there we go. Gryphon comes to save the day.
I died like 12 times.
It's a hard fight.
The troops are gathered. Everything is ready.
That also kind of looks like a chicken.
The Gryphon.
No, like the thing floating. It looks like a cooked chicken.
That's his eye. It completes the Jabberwock Eye Staff. So now we have the staff completed. La da da dum. Hooray!
Yay! Jabberwock.
Yep. Alright, we're nearing the final push to this game. Now that we have the Jabberwock Eye Staff, we can pierce the barrier to the Queen's lair.
Boom.
There, have some jacks.
I just had a thought of like, what if that hawk pooped on the car?
Oh my god.
I don't know why I picture it like a bullet.
I picture like a giant hailstone, like just our...
Yeah, like dents the roof of the car.
Yep, dents the roof. It's just like, oh no.
Was
Oh,
that the
look.
first time you saw one of the hawks in the yard?
That was the first time I saw it perched.
Okay.
I've seen them like just hover
Circling.
around, and I'm like, that's a big bird.
That's a real big bird.
But no, this one was just like,
Yeah, we had a red-shouldered hawk in the backyard, and it's like,
oh look, Humpty Dumpty.
you took Wesker out, and I, like, the door slammed, and I was watching the hawk, and he, like, turned his head, and then turned his body, and I was like, oh no! He's gonna get Wesky!
So we looked it up. Humpty Dumpty was a cannon,
Yes.
and it was irreparable.
Yeah. Which, I still don't understand why they made it an egg. Like,
don't know.
character-wise, it is, I mean, iconic.
Yeah, yes. I don't know where we're supposed to be going. Isn't there like a secret here?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't trying to find any secrets.
Yeah.
I was just trying to survive.
No matter, no matter. I think all that's in there is the blunderbuss, and like I'm not the biggest fan of the blunderbuss. Yes, it clears out rooms of enemies, but it also absorbs all of your essence.
Yes.
And it can backfire.
Yes. I learned that the hard way.
So I'm just like, if you like the blunderbuss, cool. It's not my favorite weapon.
Yeah, I used it with the hopes of like clearing out big rooms, but if you're like in a smaller room with a lot of enemies and you use it, she takes damage from the recoil.
Okay. And the staff can work that way as well.
Yeah.
Like depending on how well you use the eye staff, it can deflect some of its magical beams back onto you and you'll get hit. It'll be like, where'd my health go?
Yeah. You done messed up, Aaron.
Which I'm hoping the sequel doesn't have any of that garbage to where like your weapon can hurt you.
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of that.
It's like, really? If I use this incorrectly? Like, I understand if it's like a bomb, like the Jack-in-the-Box, to where it detonates, and if you're in the... Because Zelda's like that. If you're near your bomb, you'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Bomberman as well. Like, he uses his bombs, but, like, don't go near them, or you'll blow up.
I don't know that I like that a projectile.
Uh-huh.
So, like, that would be like if she used her ice wand and it hits a wall and it, like, ricochets off and hits her.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay. There we go. Making our way to Queensland. Excuse me. Very gassy as of late.
You're just full of hot air.
Yep, that's me. Double toilet trouble. Stomach burn and ulcers bubble.
Oh, no.
Or in my case, ulcers burn and stomach bubbles.
Aw.
It'll be okay. Alright. So this is the dreaded Hedge maze of Queensland.
Oh,
Yeah, there are a lot of enemies. And, like, even the regular card soldiers are much stronger.
Not only that, but they just... in droves.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of enemies. Like, everyone shows up in this area. So, like, in Queensland, it's one of those levels where, like, all the enemies from the game just come together.
Yeah.
In different spots. And it's just like, well, that's one way to challenge me. Very common in video games, to where it's just like, oh, what new enemies will show up in the finale?
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm like, what now? Like, that's when I turn into you, and I'm like, what now?
Yep. Just like, oh dear God, the Jabber spawn, the card soldiers.
Just all of them.
Here to crash the party.
So, and it's like, while it's nice that means there's a lot of, like, room to get health and stuff like that, it's just annoying.
Oh, yeah. But, like, this is where, sure, if you have the blunderbuss and, like, you know how to use it, you can, like, strafe around, fire a shot, and then when they die, collect all the essence, and you got another shot.
Because that's how I got through this, was definitely using the blunderbuss.
Okay.
But I also lack a lot of the skill, so I would, like, miss the health. Like, it would disappear before I would...
I don't think the health disappears.
Something would disappear.
Okay.
That, or just kind of like what's happening now, I would just become overwhelmed with enemies before I would have a chance to, like...
Yeah. Well, like, I don't have the best shot in the world, especially using, like, the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good aiming with, like, a Wiimote or motion controls, but when it comes to, like, just using, like, a control stick, I'll be slightly off, fire the blunderbuss, and I'll kill, like, 2.
Yeah.
And the other 3 will be like, ah, there she is.
I know, I'd be like, well, shit.
I'll be like, ah, gave away my position. In my head, that played out differently.
Story of my life.
That's just, like, the story of, like, my recording sessions. Okay, so this is all you gotta do. Aha! Ah!
But yeah, like, if you were to fire the blunderbuss here, she would take damage.
Yeah, because it's gonna smack off all these walls. So we don't want that. All right, I'm thinking in the next part, we're going to carry on through Queensland. We only have a few parts left,
Yeah.
but we do have a couple boss battles remaining as well.
Yeah.
And they're tough.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
You will be. You will be. See you then.
Toodles.